say one thing. If you want to reform property tax, you might want to elect a mayor. Since 1983, I've served 11 years on the Board of Finance, a year on the Board of Ed, and 14 years as mayor of the city of Stamford. I have done battle day in and day out with property taxes. There are lots of things that are wrong with the property tax system. Number one, we are more dependent on property taxes in Connecticut to pay for education than any other state. It's not as if every other state gets it wrong and we get it right. It's just the opposite. We are the third most dependent of all of the states to pay for local costs combined from property taxes. Another disturbing statistic is that we have a state government that has year after year presented a budget that literally takes money away, as my good friend Nancy just mentioned. If you hold it flat when costs are going up, you're actually cutting. Today, as we sit in this room, Connecticut contributes an average of 13% less to local education than the national average of the other 49 states. That's why we have these incredible high property taxes. And by the way, we have a state government that has passed on mandates year after year after year and has failed to adjust what's going on with respect to the support of local education and local government. And then finally, you know, we have a target. We pat ourselves when we go to Hartford. We say, well, we're going to send about 50% of total educational costs back to communities. But the reality is it's 38% as I sit here in this room, and it's probably going to be worse next year. All right. I go to grade A to do my shopping every day, and on an average, or not every day, but once a week, and on average there I get stopped 5 times by people as I'm going up and down the aisles. And clearly, the #1 complaint is property taxes. And I understand that. And I also understand that it is one of the reasons that we lose jobs in this state. It's one of the reasons that public education has declined in this state. It's one of the reasons that we are just simply not getting the job done, particularly in our urban school systems. In our urban school systems, there's a gigantic failure going on. So I am committed over if I decide to run for governor, and if I'm elected, you can understand that over a period of time, I look to build a system that is far less reliant on property taxes. I think it's time that Connecticut goes from being the extreme end to somewhere in the middle. And then we'll have a property tax system that allows communities to control themselves, to decide how they're going to spend money, but have the kinds of assets necessary to improve education and to allow senior citizens to remain in their homes when that time comes. And there is no bigger impediment to growing our economy in this state than 95. That's reality. You know, coming up the road, right? I'd go over bridges that were built for 3 or 4 lanes in each direction, and as soon as you got off the bridge, it shrank to 2 lanes. So there was a vision in the past of what that road system needed to be. We just lacked the idea that we were going to get the job done. You know what you need? You need a governor who cares about transportation. You know what you need? You need a governor who eats and breathes transportation. We've had governors who look at transportation as a problem that they're only going to be blamed for, so they've run away from it. Now, if I run for governor, let me tell you, I'm going to run to transportation, and if I get elected governor, I'm going to go to that building, and we're going to reorganize, and we're going to restructure in a way that we get projects done like we do on a local basis. That we build the roads and we build the systems. You know, I want to see a tunnel in New York Harbor. I'm going to be an advocate in Washington to make sure a New York Harbor tunnel gets built so that we can reestablish rail coming in this state. I want to see road improvement. We have exits on major highway systems here that cause accidents and cause the backups because we haven't redesigned those systems. I come from a city that's seen a 200% influx of additional rail travel on the railroad. But you know what the biggest impediment to railroad travel is now? Lack of parking facilities. And this DOT can't get parking facilities built. And then they go out, they order 340 cars, each one of those cars carrying 10 fewer people. So what are they going to do? Are they lengthening the station stops? No. Are they going to address that issue? No. You need a governor who eats, breathes, and understands that transportation, tax policy, health policy, affordable housing policy are all interrelated. I want to thank you for the question. It's a great question, and it's one that has befuddled the state of Connecticut and other states for a long period of time. Befuddled them, I think, because people have pursued for a long period of time a one solution fits all cases proposal. And you know, when you run a local government, you come to understand very quickly that no one thing is going to fix all of your problems. Insurance is part of it, or access to insurance is part of it. Right now, as we sit here in this room, insurance companies across this country are collecting somewhere between 19 and 21% premium on the actual cost of services delivered. That's why insurance is so expensive. That's why, for instance, in local government, I'm happy to run a self-insured program that has actually allowed us to cut our costs on a regular basis as compared to what a plan would cost through an actual carrier. But remember, when everyone says that insurance is going to solve your problem, what they're actually saying is, and we just want to get an extra 19 or 21% of the money out of your pocket.